Do you feel unheard?
Everyone talks, and I listen. I always care so much about what they have to say. And yet, when I speak, I'm never heard. I'm always cut off, talked over, and nobody hears me. And it's with everyone. Do you know what that feels like? Can you relate to the feeling of never being heard while everyone else does the talking? You listen intently to their every word just so they can invalidate your feelings and shut you down to keep talking about themselves. If you can relate to that, at least know you're not alone. My entire life, I've spent my time listening to everyone else. Years into this trench, I can honestly say you will hear the same ramblings over and over again from the people who cut you off, talk at you, and never let you get a word in edgewise. And it feels horrible. It's extremely exhausting to never be heard. And you think, if I listen to this 45-minute diatribe, maybe I can get a sentence out. You listen to the 45-minute diatribe. You start speaking. You won't even finish half of the sentence while speaking at 120 miles per hour. And they'll loudly prattle over your words as you retreat into an inner hell, waiting for the next 45-minute diatribe to end. This is a type of exhaustion that people who get heard will never experience. It doesn't matter what you do. Even when you try to speak up and cut them off, they'll let you get in a sentence or two, perhaps. Then they're right back into a loud-ass ramble as you attempt to plaster on a smile and nod. Yet you feel this squelching emptiness rise up inside of you, knowing that it'll never be your turn. The things you are able to get out are always about them, and about something connected to them. But don't you dare speak about yourself. You ought to shut the f*** up and listen some more. Day in, day out, your experiences are the same, with seemingly everyone you interact with. And if you have just one person to talk to that actually listens, thank God for that. Because the resounding, dismal feeling that gnaws at your insides when nobody hears a damn word you say is unbearable. And what? Those same people will tell you that you're being a drama queen. They'll tell you what you think and feel. They'll tell you with their actions of cutting you down that your words are worthless, that you bring no inherent value to them with your words. Why don't you go and do something useful for them? Why are you upset? Why don't you feel the way they imagine you should? Why aren't you happy? They're happy. Why aren't you? Why aren't you happy to be pushed around and relentlessly invalidated every single time you speak? What's wrong with you? And then your inner critic starts the minute you're alone. See, nobody wants to hear your words. Why do you waste your breath? You're a useless person, a scourge upon the earth. Why even have vocal cords in the first place? Don't you know that you're just wasting their time? Don't you know that nobody cares about what you have to say? And now, you're caught between the vicious cold-heartedness of those you try to communicate with, as well as the echo chamber of self-thrashing, whispering into your ear. You feel a tightness in your chest, as though you're drowning on your own voice, which never seems to have a place for anybody in this world. They're too busy being self-involved and pushing you around to care about your agony. Oh wait, what agony? Aren't you just here to be their microphone? Aren't you just here to absorb their words and never have any to release of your own? No, you're not here just to listen and never be heard. That's what you think to yourself. I will stand up to this and make my voice heard. Except, that's when you truly become the villain. How dare you? How dare you believe you actually deserve to have a place, to have a voice? Watch as they swoop in to shut that shit down. No exceptions. You don't deserve to have a voice. You deserve to be a good little listener and to shut the f*** up. That is what you deserve. This cycle repeats and repeats and repeats. Years drag on. Every coworker, every friend, every family member, it's all the same. Everyone does this shit to you. You thought by your 20s, 30s, 40s, this would end. You thought you'd find somebody who would listen to you, yet you haven't. And you sit and spin in derision, never understanding why. Why don't they listen to me? What's wrong with me? I listen to them. I hang on to every word that is spewed at me. So, why won't they listen to me? You search online forums, desperate for an answer. You think you found one, and when you try to implement it into your next conversation, surprise, surprise, it fails. You go back to the drawing board. There's got to be another way. You try all these different methods thinking that there must be one that will work for me. Right? You're the problem. You need to change yourself. Be more assertive. Are you boring them with your incessant noise tube? You must be interrupting everyone else. It's your fault. You speak too quietly. You speak too slowly. You speak too quickly. You are to blame. Okay, try calling them out on it. 8 times out of 10, they will get aggressive in response. And the rest will play stupid like they didn't do anything wrong. That's how this works. And unless if you're on the receiving end of this shit day in and day out, you will never understand. But for those who do understand the absolute hell of never being heard, I want to say, keep your chin up. I will tell you what nobody else will tell you. It's not your fault. Their lack of empathy, no matter how much you listen and care, is not your fault. Your quiet voice getting overpowered by everybody else is not your fault. Your voice being nullified in groups of ignorant people is not your fault. Your voice, your ideas, your soul being silenced by the cold-heartedness of other people is not your fault. Most people are wrapped up in their own lives, their own problems, their own interests. It's sad, but it's the truth. Most people are self-absorbed. Most people want to look at their own reflections and hear their voice dominate the room. Look, I'm not saying it's everyone, but when this is an endless problem in your life, no matter how much you try to help other people and make them happy, you need to stop throwing the blame at yourself. Instead, consider that everyone around you is lost in their own little worlds. All these bastards who do this shit to you, take a step back and realize that they are only self-interested. It doesn't mean to hate them, but understand that they have no room to listen to you or have empathy for you. This will help you to accept that these self-obsessed people will never hear your voice, and it will help you keep your guard up for any more of these people trying to invade your life just to use you up and give back very little. The more you stop letting monsters step all over you, the more you can sit down and self-reflect and reflect on the actions of others in your life. You will then start to identify the problems in your life. You'll see how you speak and what it is that is allowing this behavior to dominate your days. And you'll find ways to take back your power instead of being stepped on anymore. You'll see clearly how other people are treating you in your life. The more you self-reflect and observe what others do, the more you will learn, and knowledge is power. At some point, you will start to find a way to take your power back from people who prove that they don't respect you, they don't love you, and they don't give a damn about your words. You will begin to identify who your true enemies are, and who are allies, but they're ignorant to their ways and how they make you feel. Eventually, you will finally grasp where you need to start drawing boundaries in the sand. And when people cross those boundaries, you'll have to work up the backbone to shut them down. It takes one step at a time, though, to learn how to identify the people who are trying to hurt you from the people who are being mindless and foolish. It takes time to learn how to set boundaries in your life, and to start making a stand when people cross those boundaries, either by speaking up or cutting others off, who are just using you and bleeding you dry. It takes time to self-reflect and become a better person, not only for others but for yourself. It takes time to heal from the damage people cause you, whether purposeful or accidental. But you can heal, and you can start today. Instead of letting yourself fall into the pitfall of sorrow, start today to observe others in your life and to reflect on your own actions. If you're being talked over, stop trying to talk and simply pay full-on focus on what those who talk over you say and do. When you stop trying to talk, you start trying to learn. This will give you information as you watch and listen to what others do. And soon enough, you will identify their behaviors and start to learn who is for you and who is against you. You will be blown away by how much you learn by ceasing to talk and simply paying attention, listening to and watching others in your life. It will reveal more to you than the anguish and confusion that comes when you try relentlessly to speak, but nobody hears you. If you're suffering today because you feel lonely and never validated, feel free to pop off in my comments about it. Lament about your anguish. Rant about how frustrated you feel. Hell, say the things you wish somebody would listen to you about. Let's support each other in a space where we can connect with one another and start to heal from these wounds on our souls. This is the fail train for misfits and outcasts who feel like they don't fit in anywhere else. Let's support each other to victory and start looking for ways to better our lives and advance our souls to a brighter level of radiance.
And here's a pig and puppet to make you feel better.